In this video, I want to talk about the air valve set and what tools you need to get in there and pull it apart. Let's get into it right now. So the air valve set is located within this section of the airbrush, and it comes into play when you press down for air. That activates the air valve set. The question is, what's inside and how do I pull it apart and what tools do I use? So whenever you go to pull your airbrush apart, I always recommend that you use the Iwata cleaning mat. It's just helpful because it will stop any of your parts rolling away and you're not going to lose them. And especially with the air valve set, which has many tiny little parts and a spring, it could be costly if you do lose them. That said, I'm going to go ahead and pull apart this one without the cleaning mat so that you can see exactly what's going on, as my cleaning mat is very well used. So the two airbrushes that I'm going to use for the examples within this video are the GSI Krios PS771 and the Iwata HPCS Eclipse. I'll link up to these as well as all the tools that I use in the description below. So for this particular brush, this one has a standard fitting. So there are two different sizes, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. So whenever you've got one with a standard fitting, the tool that you can use is this particular tool here, which can be found on places like eBay. So most airbrush shops will have this, and it's just a no-name Chinese brand, and you can see it has two prongs that fit within the two holes in the base of the air valve set, allowing you to unscrew it. Another tool which works, these wet paint tweezers. They are for picking off little bits of paint, hence why they've got that sharper point, but these work really well. You can easily fit them into that gap and then you just unscrew like so. So if you have a pair of these, or you'd prefer to use these because you can then use them for your paint picking, then by all means grab yourself one of these tweezers. So most of the airbrushes will have the generic setup that I showed you earlier with the Krios. However, with the Eclipse, you will notice the regular tool is too narrow to fit. You can see the prong size is way too thin and it will not fit within the Eclipse in order to unscrew that valve set. So with the Eclipse, you could definitely use the paint picker tweezers, or you could invest in the Iwata maintenance tool set, which is a lot more expensive, but it does come with a heap of goodies, and you have spaces for you to put your airbrushes. You've got all the needle guide tools, but more importantly, you can see this is the tool here, and it's got a larger end, and this is obviously for the Eclipse, and then the generic one, which is the same as this one, for all your other airbrushes. So seeing as the Eclipse is the different size one, I thought I'll demonstrate that, as I also know that this is a very popular brush for beginners. So we're going to use the larger end and just sit the tool in there so that those two prongs line up and catch. You'll feel them lock in with the bottom of the air valve set, and then just unscrew anti-clockwise. Keep a bit of pressure on it, and now you got to be careful because the spring's going to want to pop out. And there you go, you can see the springs just jumped out on me. The good thing is the tool will hold this part, and then you just do that and you have your little plunger popped out. Now when you've got it apart, this is a great time to give it a bit of a clean. I do have videos which go into more depth, how a dirty air valve set can cause your trigger to stick, meaning that when you press down for air, it's not going to pop back up again. So give it a good clean while you've got it apart. Same with the spring, and I'd also clean inside there. Do that with something that's fiber free so you don't get any bits of fiber stuck in there. The Iwata cleaning kit's really good for that. They've got some pipe cleaners that are specifically designed for that. I also like to use a denture brush to get in there, and you can see with that seal towards the top, pop that back in. It'll drop in when you've found the hole, and then pop the spring on the sleeve, and then you get your tool, place that over the top, and again you'll feel it drop through that gap, and then clockwise just tighten it back up, and your trigger should be bouncing again, which it is. Looks like it needs a bit of a clean anyway, but you're ready to get back into airbrushing. And same thing with the Krios. This will relate to anyone who doesn't have the Eclipse. So this tool should fit pretty much all the other models. It's going to hold on to that little end screw, and your spring will drop out. And you can see there's the valve set. So the internals are exactly the same as the Eclipse. Also something to note, I know a lot of people like to fit a soft spring. So again, this is how you would do it. You would then reassemble this and swap your spring over to the soft spring. And let's imagine this is a soft spring now. Put that over the top. Wait till that drops in, and then clockwise screw it back up again. And there you have it. So to fast track your learning, you can definitely check out our online airbrushing course at airbrushisylum.thinkific.com, or you can continue to watch some of the videos that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.